Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Janet Wright, and this is a technique walkthrough video where I will walk you through clearing intuition baggage that you may not even know you have, probably don't even know you have, from past lives and from this life, and that will help you to increase your intuition. And we will be using timeline healing technique, which is really easy. You just make piles of things, but it's also interesting because you can kind of it's like you could get more into the intuitive read of stuff or less into it. I think in this video we'll keep it pretty short, but you know, if you like to intuitively read things and journal about stuff, you could really do that with this technique if you wanted. So first, let's ground, and then let's get started using timeline healing technique to clear your intuition baggage. And I should say too, just really briefly, there is an explaining video that I just made that you might like, that explains all sorts of really interesting concepts about intuition, why you'd want to look for intuition baggage and clear it. Also, the other increase intuition video that has a lot of really fascinating concepts with it. So that explaining increase intuition video, the explaining video, talks a lot about all sorts of things, about your life path, about the Akashic records, and also, you know, it explains the technical stuff of that increase intuition video and also of this video, the clear intuition baggage video. Okay, fine. So bottom line, there's a different intro, there's an explaining video if you want all the nitty-gritty discussion, but right now we'll just get to work, okay? So go ahead and ground. I always suggest that grounding is very wide as your whole aura, right? In front, behind you, all around you. So go ahead, and I just like to show you, you know, it's as wide as the heel of my hand right here. It's that wide. So that's as wide as my aura, and that's probably for you as wide as your aura if your aura is nice and flowy and has lots of energy in it, okay? So go ahead and imagine that your grounding is that wide and that it goes up high as your third chakra. And as you imagine, you're creating it with your mind. Create your grounding and create it to go all the way down to the core of the earth, and it stays wide all the way down, like a big wide waterfall. And you create it at red or orange or yellow, one of those colors, because those vibrations are really nice for your lower chakras, and they're okay for, you know, for grounding. They're nice for grounding, okay? And then just imagine a little mini copy of your grounding out in front of you so that you can comb through it with your hands and just send gold light down the whole grounding all the way down to the core of the earth. And you want to let that gold light find any blockages, any energy blocks in the whole grounding, and just melt them away. So you can do some deep breaths, think about letting go. It's okay to let go. And sometimes people forget that innermost part, that is very easily blocked. The innermost block, also the back of it can get blocked more. So just try to notice the front, the sides, the back, the center part of it, and just use lots of gold light. All right, beautiful. So that's grounding, and you just keep that in place. Just kind of stop imagining it, but just imagine that it's still there, you know? And so with timeline healing, you just make piles. You make piles of baggage that's healthy and gentle for you to clear right now. So let's think of past life baggage first, just because most people, they had a lot more past life baggage about intuition than they did from this life that I was looking at. I kind of had to hunt to find a participant. Of the 68 participants in this set, I had to look for a little bit to find people who had significant intuition baggage from this life, but a lot of people had significant intuition baggage from past lives. And I go into more detail about that in the explaining video, about what kind of baggage, yada yada yada. So we're not going to worry about it now. just make piles. So you imagine, let's say your top 3 times in past lives when you got intuition baggage that you still haven't cleared. So just make piles out in front of you, your top 3 past life piles of intuition baggage, and just say, angels, is it okay for me to clear all this right now? Just say that with your mind, so they'll double check your piles, make sure they're not too much. Mine are like, yeah, do it, do it, do it. So just once you said that, angels, can you double check my piles? They'll do it, and they'll take off stuff if it's too much. Okay? So even if you didn't see them do it, you can just know that angels would do that if you ask them. Okay? And then just bring up red earth energy from the core of the earth and soak your piles in red earth energy. What that does is it starts you separating more from the piles of baggage, which is pretty calming. The more you're separate, and also the more you're separate, the easier it is to let go of these things. So just, you're soaking your piles in red earth energy, and now soak them in some gold light from your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras. But also, even more powerful than running gold light through them is to relax and think that part of you has been holding on to this baggage for so long just because you've been resisting accidentally. And so you want to relax that part of you and tell that part of you, hey, I can let go, I can be the flow, right? You don't have to be the glue that holds on to this stuff for 10 more lifetimes. You can be the flow, you can let go of it. It's okay, I can let go. And generally that'll make all those piles just clear real fast. But if it didn't happen, just say, angels, can you please help me clear those piles? All right. And let's do some more piles. This one, let's see. This one we can do, we don't have to put a number limit on it. I mean, you didn't have to in the last one, but I just didn't want, I wanted you to start slow. But you can make as many piles as you want, because we're gonna have our angels double check. And also go ahead and make some that are past life and some that are this life, if you have any from this life. So go ahead, some past life piles, some piles from this life of intuition baggage. Baggage around intuition, anything that blocks your intuition, anything, any baggage that you have that impacts your intuition. How about that? Okay, we'll call it intuition baggage. And just, if you can see or imagine those piles, you can notice like, okay, well, which ones are bigger, this life or past life piles? And then just go ahead and say, angels, can you please double check my piles? And mine are like, yeah, clear, clear, clear. Okay, and just soak your piles in red earth energy. And that just helps you to separate from the piles a little bit extra. And you're soaking your piles with red earth energy. You just bring it up from the core of the earth and you set it to red, and you use that to soak the piles. And then gold light, just wash the piles out in gold light. And again, these are piles of your intuition baggage from this life or past lives. And now you're gonna just let go, move out of resistance, relax, be the flow. You don't have to be the glue anymore. You don't have to carry this on to any more lives. Just let it go. So chances are all the piles just cleared. But if they didn't, if you notice the leftovers, just say, angels, can you make sure all this is cleaned up? Can you help me? Yay. And of course you can repeat this video other times and other days, because a lot of times you have more baggage, it just wasn't good to clear it all in one day. So do the video other days, and that way you clear more and more. So we're almost done. Let's just double check your grounding, because I found when I was healing the participants in this healing that a good number of them had a little bit of grounding blockages afterwards. Even though they didn't before, they did afterwards, after doing this, because it's a big deal to release stuff that you haven't released. You know, you've been dragging around with you for lifetimes. It's finally cleared, you know, that's a big deal. So double check your grounding. Just reimagine, just see how it is. Is it still nice and wide as your whole aura? If it's not, just make a brand new one. And you can change the color of it too if you want. You know, if it's red, you can make it orange, whatever you want, red, orange, or yellow. I'm going to change mine to yellow. And just comb through your copy of it. And again, you're looking for any parts that have chunks, right? Because it should all be like flowy downward like a waterfall or like a hard rain, you know, falling down. Hard meaning raining a lot, you know, but very flowy downward like a waterfall, and just melt away any blockages, any energy blocks. Imagine that you can relax, you can let go. And just make sure, especially in the innermost part, the core part of your grounding there on the inside, just make sure you let go enough so that that flows really well. All right, and we could do a one color earth energy soak because that's super quick and it's nice and comforting. So whatever color your grounding is right now, go ahead and bring up that color of earth energy and soak your whole aura in it. So I'm gonna, since my grounding is yellow, I'm gonna bring up yellow earth energy up, all the way up to the top of my aura, and I'm just gonna soak in that. And that's called an earth energy soak. It's a little bit like what happens if you're in a big forest, because the trees bring up extra earth energy. And some deep breaths, and just think about letting go. I can let go. And I'm going to give you a micro preview of the next video, which is the Increase Intuition video. In that we use an affirmation. I am open to receiving and using healthy, positive, angel-approved intuition. Healthy, positive, angel-approved intuition. You could shorten that and just say healthy intuition. But you could say, I'm open to receiving and using my healthy intuition. And affirmations are like little meditations. You know, you kind of set your energy with that affirmation as you say it. And sometimes if you breathe or you stretch at the same time, you know, deep breaths or a nice stretch, it could help you bring the vibrational shift into your physical body a little deeper, which is more helpful then. So maybe touch your body or wiggle your toes or do some ankle rotations at the same time. I am open to receiving and using my healthy intuition. Okay, wonderful. Great job, guys. So what you did is you used timeline healing technique to clear past life and present lifetime baggage that's blocking your use of intuition. And so that opens you up to be more likely to use your intuition. And maybe you want to use my other video that's called Increase Intuition. And that one will do some chakra healings, chakra unblocking, some flower healing, and unblocking connections between body and spirit, and aligning a part of the spirit to your life path, your life purpose, and the Akashic Records, which is informational libraries that the angels keep. So very cool stuff. And congratulations on working your intuition. I think that's super cool. Okay, bye.